In this video, I'll be discussing 3 or so things about cables that you really ought to know. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. So cables are a fantastic knitting technique that adds a lot of texture and interest to our knitting. The technique of creating cables can be traced back to various knitting traditions across Europe. Using cable needles is the assumed method of working cables in standardized knitting patterns. And so the directions for the cables will be written as though you are using a cable needle. You can work these without a cable needle, however, and I'll include a link to a video above on how exactly to do that. But this usually requires dropping some stitches temporarily in order to rearrange them and then picking them back up in the correct order. There are no standardized symbols for noting cables in abbreviations and in charts. You will see a lot of the same symbols used over and over, but there's no kind of standardized methodology for presenting these in charts. So sometimes you can see a wide variety of symbols. Make sure you look at the key of your chart when working from a pattern and read the abbreviations section so that you know exactly what the designer means by a particular symbol. Just because a symbol may look like one that you've seen before, the designer may be using it in a slightly different way. So do make sure you are reading that key very closely when looking at a chart. Usually these are charted designs and not typically written out per se. Sometimes you can find patterns where the cabling is written out line by line, but it is so much easier to show these in a chart form. So typically you'll see charts. Cables can have any combination of knit stitches and purl stitches. So you can have knits crossing over knits, and you can have knits crossing over purls, and you can have knits crossing over both knits and purls. Sometimes you might need to use 2 cable needles while working a cable because 2 sets of stitches are being moved in a singular cable, and this one is an example of that. There are 2 knits and 2 purls moving over the other knits, and these center purls need to end up in the front and in the middle to make this knot. So you end up using 2 cable needles, one to hold the 2 knits to the back of these 2 purls, and then another cable needle to hold the 2 purls while you are moving these leftmost 2 knits. So keep that in mind. You can have very complicated cables where you are using 2 or more cable needles at once while working a single cable. In order to vertically balance a cable, you will need to work 1 fewer row at the top when ending your cable than you had worked at the bottom when you began your cable. This is because the visual cable crossing happens in the row below when you actually worked your cable crossing. There's a little bit of visual trickery going on in our knitting here because of that. In this swatch, 1 row was worked before the first cable crossing, which happened right here, was the actual cable crossing, and that was the row before. So that's where it appears as though the first cable crossing was. And then at the top, it ended with a cable crossing row, which was right here, making the cable appear to be right here, so that we have a nice vertically balanced cable in this swatch. Counting your cable rows can be really tricky because of this visual trickery that's going on. Where you think the cable row is, so say right here, is not actually where the cable row was. The actual cable row was in the row above. And I have a link, I'll include a link above to a video showing you how to count your cable rows in more detail. Cable flare is something that happens in knitting when you are transitioning from one stitch pattern into a cable stitch pattern. And this is because a cable tends to have a much higher stitch gauge, stitches per inch, than other stitch patterns. And so the other stitch pattern flares when you then are changing your gauge, coming into and out of a cable. To account for this, you will work a series of increases before you move into your cables and a series of decreases as you move out of the cables. And this will help to counteract that cable flare. I have a video talking about this in more detail. I'll link that above as well. Cables can be made with various stitch patterns, not just stockinette stitches and purls. Large cables with seed stitch and bobbles or lace patterns can look quite interesting. Cables are a really great knitting technique, and they create some lovely texture. So those are 3 or so things that you might not know and need to know about cables. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.